topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4WN Radio.
Welcome to my radio and TV show, Debi Changes Lives. I'm Debi, your certified holistic health coach. I revitalize people's lives by helping them identify the root causes of their health issues and create a custom, natural, holistic strategy to address them in the areas of mind, body, and soul. As a health coach, I'm not allowed to say that I heal, treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose any diseases. I certainly make your body more efficient by reducing symptoms. You'll feel better, be more productive, and enjoy life more. Not many people have released 70 pounds, had their own transformation, and have kept fit and trim for over a decade. I have, and I have staying power. I even became a half marathon runner when I never ran my whole entire life. Mindset is the key to lasting change. And as a certified holistic health coach, I do revitalize people's lives in many different areas of health and mindset. I guide you to clean, toxic-free foods and high-quality essential nutrients. My coaching is for optimizing your health, efficiently release weight if you need it, and enhancing your mindset. You'll see and feel the differences with my coaching programs. Ask me about my programs at my complimentary consultation button at Debi Changes Lives, DebiChangesLives, as in victory, es.com/Linktree, LINKTREE. And I'll guide you to a healthier, better life. And as a health coach, I always am looking for new approaches or solutions to help people revitalize their life and mindset and be healthier. And I came across a program that works with muscles and acupressure points. I became fascinated with it. And this is the program. I broke my foot at the time, and it really helped me during that time, but I had to put it on pause. Today, I have Denise Cambiotti, the creator of the Muscle Tuner Specialist Program. And this program, I am still fascinated with it because we can use and tune our muscles to help our bodies function more efficiently. It has to do with the electrical systems of our body and the energy flow or chi that goes through it. Denise helps those who are frustrated, who are not able to provide solutions for their clients that they had vision when they started their wellness careers. She loves teaching a revolutionary service that provides rapid improvements in strength, flexibility, reduces pain, and solves many chronic physical issues. It helps us to age gracefully. Denise is the creative force for Muscle Tuners International and is dedicated to enhance health with methods that can be applied anywhere without any equipment. She is committed to educating individuals how to manage and effectively and enhance wellness through self-care and a process that she calls muscle tuning. Today, we'll be discussing how muscles unexpectedly boost our digestive system. So let's welcome Denise Cambiotti, the creator of Muscle Tuner Specialist Program and the owner of Muscle Tuners International. Denise, welcome to my show.
Hi, Debi. Great to be here.
And thank you for joining me. Let's start off with the first question. What first got your attention about complementary health approaches?
Well, I showed up with a sore neck for quite a while, and I decided I was going to go see the chiropractor in my small northern Alberta town up here in Canada. And I walked in and they did something really weird. They had me stick out my arm or my leg a certain way, and they pushed on it, and it either was easy to hold it there or it wasn't. The chiropractor told me all my history was all connected, and I thought he's crazy because I had recurring headaches. I'd been taking pain relievers for a couple of years, probably 3 or 4 times a day. Now I've got the sore neck. Now this got my attention. I also had digestive issues. And he's going, they're all connected. And I thought, you're crazy. But he did his thing based on what the muscle assessment showed him. And I could feel this vitality surge in my body. And I was absolutely hooked and thought, this is what I want to do when I grow up. I want to learn how to do this, but I'll never be a doctor. And then I found out you don't have to be a doctor to do this. So that's what got me into it. This is what I love being able to share with people to do for their friends, family, and when they're wellness professionals, to take it to a professional level.
Yeah, well, when you introduced it to me, I was fascinated by it. I still am, and I'm going to complete my program, I promise. Now, why are you so keen to share these tips that actually hack our nervous system?
Well, the thing is there's a lot of people who are walking around with pain, and they have no idea that some of their activities, like the text neck issue, like when you're always got your face down in your phone like that, you're causing that problem. But the thing is once your body's in that situation, there are ways to say, hey, you can relax being so tense, these muscles back here. You've got to also support the muscles in the front, and not just from the neck, but from like all the muscles are involved. Like it could even be a muscle in your forearm that is causing the actual problem wherever you're feeling it. I don't care if it's in your big toe or if you're in your neck. Everything's interconnected. And that's why I'm so passionate about showing people really easy ways and things that they can do that will break the cycle.
That's really important to break the cycle, because when it becomes chronic or there's a lot of inflammation within the body system, it just bogs it down even more. Don't you agree?
Well, absolutely. You look at inflammation as a holistic health coach. That's really obvious that's happening with a lot of people. Part of what I look at is what you mentioned in the top of the introduction. I work with the acupuncture system of the body, just using simple acupressure. It doesn't take 20 years to learn. And when there is a blockage on an acupressure meridian, this is like pressure and equals pain. So when we have a way to drain that pressure, to pull it out of the system, pain can go away practically instantly, often instantly. I often see people's eyeballs go like this. I've done the sore neck thing sometimes if it doesn't need chiropractic adjustment. I've seen people go and move around and try to find the old pain, in a session online, even in under an hour, sometimes even in 3 minutes. They're going, what happened?
I completely get it, because when I broke my foot, you actually called me and told me what to do, and I was amazed. I never took any pain relief medication, and my podiatrist saying, your foot's healing really quickly. And and I almost got out of the boot at 4 weeks, but he wouldn't do that. I had to be in that boot for another 2 weeks. But my whole point is, with the combination of what I know and the combination that you've provided, it really was healing really fast. It was getting back into running again, where I was losing balance and falling, that was causing me problems because I lost muscle mass. But other than that, I'm back, and I did my half marathon after 2 years, and I did it strong, and I was so happy. I couldn't believe it. I've never been so happy and energized at the end of a marathon before. But you will recover, no matter how much time it will take. But anyways, now we haven't, I know we're going to be talking about digestion, and, since I was talking about running, I know you're not going to tell people that, walking more is going to improve our digestive system, right? It helps, but really there's other ways of doing this. And how does leg muscles, for example, help our digestive system?
Well, okay. So you walk, your leg muscles have to work. But a little known fact is muscles are connected to organs. Did you hear that right? And it's not just like the actual physical connection, but your quadricep muscles, your hamstring muscles. If you're a runner, you know what those are.
Mhm.
Those muscles are actually connected energetically with that acupuncture meridian system to your large intestine and your small intestine.
Mm.
So if you've got digestive problems and you've got problems with your quads or your hamstrings, as an example, they're connected. So whatever you do to support the muscle supports the organ. It's get your brain wrapped around that, because the average bear works in an office, drives a bus, or the average athlete really doesn't understand that connection. So when you have strained something, your internal organs also feel that strain.
Yes, they do. And our internal organs are also affected by emotions that are connected to the through the Chinese medicine as well. So,
Oh, you
you know,
bet, big, big, big time. I've seen things that even have amazed me, that when you can do, I teach muscle testing, muscle response testing. It's bioenergetic testing. It's not like the physiotherapists do with really heavy pressure. It's very
mhm,
light pressure, because we ask how the nervous system is doing, talking to these different parts of your body. And I have seen that when you can identify a specific emotion, and you
mhm.
don't, it's not talk therapy, but you're just saying, hey, what's going on with this? Yesterday on Zoom, the word anger came up for somebody and her eyeballs went like saucers. And she says, why did you pick that? She says, that's my coping mechanism. Like, I know I'm stuck, but why did you pick that word? I'm going, because I'm muscle testing. And I'm checking what is upsetting your system right now. And you should have seen her at the end of her session, completely different. She felt open to getting, she says, I don't feel blocked anymore. I don't feel stuck. Just by saying, what's up with that word? And hold some acupressure points. Isn't that cool?
Yes, it is. And people don't realize their emotions are getting them stuck. You know, like the anger, frustration, and doubt, they just have low vibrational energies and they need to be released so that you can embrace the higher vibrational energies and be healthier and have a more efficient body as well as mindset. So it's really, it's really cool that you can pick acupressure points to help them release that emotion. They just need to learn to do that all the time from themselves, and you teach people to do that, correct?
I absolutely do. And I have a program coming up that's called your reboot blueprint. And I don't mean to say anything or bring back any bad memories about your boot experience with
No, it didn't.
with your broken foot. But it's literally like rebooting a computer. When it's all bogged down, it's slowed down, you can't get anywhere, you're not being productive. You got to shut it down and restart it. And so I'm teaching a system similar to that. And I will be teaching working with specific points and showing that specific things done a certain way, it only take minutes, can be really effective. But not only that, to get back to the question, is yes, I do show people how to do that and encourage them to do a little bit every day to take the edge off of the day-to-day stress, and to go a little bit deeper by taking a few more minutes to take off sometimes years worth of stress that got trapped.
Mhm. Yeah, because when you take off years of stress, you're going to age more gracefully. Like I said in my intro, it's just if you have more relief in your life, you are happier. You're going to just glow and be so and be more vital in life. So that's why it's really important to not only take care of your health, the way I do with nutrition and mindset and everything else, but also with with your body physically with these acupressure points and releasing the angst and the tension and the feeling that your body is feeling physically. And if you have tools in your toolbox, so to speak, you can figure out what to do. And that's what you provide are these tools for tuning muscles to help people feel better. And are you willing maybe to demonstrate something right now that someone
Well,
can do?
absolutely, for sure. I'm willing to bet there are people in the audience who have got knee pain, right?
Yes.
Knee pain, the doctors figured out a long time ago, if you've got arthritis, your quadricep muscles are going to weaken. And now they're starting to flip that around and go, If your muscles weaken and don't hold your kneecap in place properly, it's going to cause irritation that we call arthritis. So the cool things I just mentioned, the quads are connected to the small intestine meridian. And I want to show a correction that you can do that is really, really simple. Doing it with intention is very powerful. So I'm just going to stand up. I'm actually going to take my earbuds out.
I can't hear you, by the way, without your earbuds. So you must have connected it to your earbuds. Yes.
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Now I can. Thank you.
There was a little background noise outside that I have no control over. I hope it's not too bad.
Okay.
So your quadricep muscle lets you lift your leg, just like I did to put it on the chair.
Mm-hmm.
And so something that you can do to activate the quadricep muscle is actually, sorry, this is a different reflex I'm going to show you in a minute. A reflex is something you can activate that has a result somewhere else. So this is a little unusual for people, but right under your rib cage, right there,
Here.
not on the bone, but just below the bone of your rib cage. If you rub that gently to your tolerance, so it's not super painful, it might be tender. If it's tender, back off a little bit and rub it longer. I hope your audience is joining along and doing this with us.
Yeah, I'm doing it too. And I'm also breathing. Breathing's important too, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's literally moving lymphatic fluid. So if you're an athlete and you know how, or you're sometime athlete and how painful it is a day, 2, 3 days after you've done something that's unaccustomed, that's your lymphatics that are stagnant. So when you rub here, it is literally flushing lymph fluid through the 4 bands of your quadriceps.
That's cool.
Yeah. Now, other muscles that are connected to the large intestine are the fascia lata muscle, and it's connected to the iliotibial band. So as a runner, you're well familiar with that, right?
Yeah.
And there's also other muscles like the hamstrings that are on the large intestine meridian. So we don't want the large intestine to get jealous. So I'm going to show you the reflexes for those.
Okay.
All along the inner thigh.
Okay.
All along the outer thigh.
Okay.
You just give it a rub like this.
Okay.
And you want to rub those for about 30 seconds.
Okay.
And I'm just going to sit down because my mother always said, don't let people take pictures with your head. Get off.
And can you do the sitting down too? You lift up your
Yes, absolutely. I'm doing, so you see me moving right now?
Mm-hmm.
I have decided to move to my other leg and I'm rubbing those.
Okay.
And it doesn't, I'll stand up. You can do this both on the outside or both on the insides.
Okay.
You can do them one at a time. It really doesn't matter. But when you activate those and you do that for at least 20 seconds minimum, it's kind of cheating. You should go 30. Okay. You're going to have profound results. It is going to send energy to those organs to help you digest and process. It's absolutely, they've seen this. This has been going on for 40 years that they've been tracking this.
That's really cool. Now, does it, when you say process, is it people that may be constipated or have loose stools? Does it help, that? Or it just helps just the processing of bringing the foods down the esophagus, down into your stomach, down, and then into the elimination system?
Well, you've just touched on a subject. And if anybody's got a dial up into heaven, can they ask my mother why she taught me to rub the outside of my thighs because I was constipated? She passed away when I was pretty young, but before she passed away, she told me to rub there. Now, I don't know if that's an old wives' tale or because that was about the time when applied kinesiology was going on with the chiropractors. She may have been reading an article that said, just do this. It's good to help you go poop. And so she taught it to me. And I would love to know, I don't need to go to heaven right now to have that conversation.
No, you don't.
But how fascinating is that? And apparently if you end with a downward stroke from your hips towards your knees, you do that several times, it helps you release if you're constipated, and if you're a little bit on the loose bowel kind of movement person, you'll end by pulling upwards several times. It's somehow connected to the ileocecal valve.
Oh, that's interesting. It's when it comes to digestive problems and you're using essential oils, there's some blends that I use, and I'm not going to name them, but you put a drop, in a carrier, and then you go clockwise on your abdomen up to the chest and all the way down. And if you go the opposite way, it's going to be a problem. So my whole point is, the idea of it going up and down for the opposite issues, that makes a lot of sense. So
you work with the nerves, work with the way the body is organized, and you'll get results. Talking about legs, there was a woman that came to see me a long time ago, and she was going on a trip to Europe, and her knees were bothering her so badly. And she was sitting there, and she says, I don't know what's wrong. I keep massaging my legs. And so she's massaging them, but she's showing me that she's squeezing them. She's squeezing them. And so she was going this way when the fibers go lengthwise. So I encourage her to massage straight up and down on her thighs, because when you rub them the wrong way, you're literally turning off the electricity to the muscle. So no wonder she was in pain. She didn't know it's like that text neck thing I was telling you. You sometimes don't realize you're causing the problem yourself. That's a perfect example there.
And we do have, electrical impulses in our fingers. What I mean is, if you lightly touch a certain area, and I mean lightly, you can actually feel the pulsing, on the location that you're at. And, the thumb and the, if I remember correctly, I may be wrong, you may correct me. One is positive and the thumb is negative or something like that.
The thumb is neutral.
Neutral. Okay.
And depending which hand you're using, the index finger is either positive or negative.
There we go.
The middle finger is the opposite polarity.
Yeah.
And you're talking about these reflexes on the head, which are a different type of reflex, a they're called neurovascular reflex, because they help the blood flow. So right here on the parietal bone, if you touch with really, really light pressure, those are reflexes that they've mapped out to go to the large and small intestines. And some guy injected radioactive dye into his wife, put her in a big fluoroscope, and he would touch these different points on the head. And he mapped out that if I touch here, nothing's happening. But if I touch these ones, he could literally see on the fluoroscope with the radioactive dye that all this blood flow is going to the intestines. And so he mapped that out organ by organ by organ with these different reflexes on the head that you see in your manual. It doesn't get much more scientific than that.
Yeah, it's quite intense. I love this manual, by the way. It gives you a lot of information.
Well, you got a different muscle, different reflexes, 7 ways to switch on any muscle. You learn how to switch them on. And that's, more at the professional level, or athletes like to take this to tune themselves up or get someone to help them tune up for competitions. And the thing is there is a self-care version that is so simple. I'm going to be offering it an hour a week for 5 weeks, and then with a bonus week to pull it all together, where people can make profound changes to support themselves. And this is not just let's meditate and try to breathe, which I love. This is more targeted to things to clear specifically that you can notice results right away.
Oh, that's cool.
Right. So I really don't want to offend any of the people doing breath work, because I use it. I love it. It's essential in life. The thing is, it sometimes takes a while to notice a difference.
Yes.
Right. Same thing with meditation. It's supposed to be good for you. Some people meditate because they know their life goes crazy if they don't, but they don't often notice it right away.
Yes. I know an individual that feels that way. In life, there's really no magic pill, but if you have something that helps your reflexes or helps your muscles and you notice it right away, that's fantastic. So kudos to you. So that's what I really.
Well, I had a catastrophic accident 2.5 years ago, and I learned how precious it is to be able to roll over in bed. I learned how empowering it is to be able to get your own ass out of bed.
Mhm.
Excuse my language.
That's okay.
So, and I've seen people where even just being able to help somebody feed themselves,
Yeah.
how much stress that takes off caregivers. Um, so many things we take for granted. And I learned it firsthand. I was on the other side of the treatment table 2.5 years ago. And people, all my doctors, my chiropractors, my naturopaths, they knew, they expected me to get better. My orthopedic surgeon did not. My medical doctor did not. And they were, every single last one of them, even though they were some of them were in the health field, told me, "You're doing really, really well." I'm going, "Oh yeah, I've been told, for somebody of my age." And they're going,
Get it.
because there's this medical thing I found out about, that there's this age where they'll help you willingly without being asked. And then there's this wall where you've got to put the screws to them to get help. And no, it had nothing to do with age. They said, no, for this type of injury, this is remarkable recovery. And I put that down to having a great team. I had one of the best persons on my team was a student who showed up at my weekly classes, who did muscle tuning for me virtually as a straight beginner. And you should have seen her face at the very first thing she did. She was like, because she got my arm moving from here. This was all I could do with my arm.
Yes.
She got it in under 15 minutes to go like that.
Yes. Yes.
And I tell you, being on the other side and having a good team, but the some of the proprietary information I came up with muscle tuners when I created that program. And I mean, I've got a university degree of training. It's all alternative, so it doesn't really count at university, but it would qualify if you held it up to that level. If I didn't have that, I wouldn't be able to have healed that well, and I wouldn't be able to help other people and teach other people how to do it. So that just makes my heart sing.
Yes. And, talking about range of motion, because I have a neck injury, you taught me to, look a certain direction and then start working with the air and breathe and bring it, massage it, come down. And I've learned over time, whenever I have a tightness or a pain in a certain area, I work on that little area a little bit longer. I even use this for clearing my ears.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to the other side, you do the exact same thing. And of course, you're supposed to do it a little bit longer than I am. But what's really great is when you go back to the first side that you started with, you'll have more of a range of motion, which you see I just did. So I just love this. And I work when I'm driving, I'll like tug on my ear, or I'm flying in an airplane, I'll tug on my ear, kind of like Claire, Carol Burnett. But it really helps, to do that. And you taught me that. And then when I was talking to my chiropractor, he's like, "You're really aware of your muscles." You're not like, yeah, because I can tell when they're really tight and what I need to do and massage certain areas or to make it feel better. And that was really helpful. And even though my accident wasn't as bad as your accident, rolling over bed with a boot or anything was painful and very unexpected. I had to sleep with my foot out from underneath the covers, because any cover on my foot was a little mess. But I'm over all that now, so I'm really happy that I'm over that. And yes, doctors have this little age thing, but I'm so grateful I have a wonderful podiatrist, because he said, "Debbie, you're at the top 3% of women your age." Because the other women I see, they can't run half marathons like you do at your age. And I'm like, I'm really grateful that I'm able to get back into that, because it really makes me feel so much better. And yeah, I kept on falling and hurting myself. That was what's happening at the time. But you can get your body back. You can get your life back. You can feel better no matter what your age. Don't you agree?
100%. Absolutely. If you don't have a severe neurological impediment, big words, the possibilities are profound for a gentle, non-invasive approach. And even when you do with somebody who's trained, for example, I'm not taking new clients, don't call me for this, but there are people in the world that can work with some pretty significant neurological challenges by using acupressure and talking to the body and saying, where's the blockage? What are we going to do to release it? Where's the next? Where's the next? Where's the next? And working that way, because everybody's put together and the accident or the trauma, whatever happened a certain way for them, has to be customized. Now, I'm all about teaching everybody about how to customize an approach. Even in my foundations class, customizing what corrections needed on the mastery classes, taking that to a way out level of customizing what you need for that, what that client needs, all using the same system. It's just a way of approaching things in a greater depth and looking at things from a more holistic with a W.
With a W, yes, exactly. Like my certification. And that's what I do is I create custom approaches too, because everyone has a different fingerprint of health. So that's really important. There's some more questions I need to ask you. And you talked about how you were using the thigh muscles, outside, inside, and how it helps our digestive system. But there's probably other examples you can give us the benefits of the thigh muscles and what they can do for other parts of the body, isn't there? There's a short story that you may want to share about working with thigh muscles.
I think I gave you that prompt a month ago.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So I actually used this one with, I was working with a physiotherapist this morning, and I was saying, once I went on a walk, it was in a ravine, and there were stairs going down. It was a beautiful park-like ravine. It was absolutely gorgeous. And I had incredible knee pain, just incredible knee pain. Just seemed to come out of the blue, and I wasn't sure what was up with that, but I suspect I was trying to impress a fitness trainer, and I did a little bit too much one morning without warming up. Okay. Enough said. So, when you got to show up at class at 6 a.m, sometimes you don't take the time to warm up.
True.
So there's a technique called origin insertion that if you can look on the internet, if you know what muscle it is, and you can look on the internet and say, where's the origin and where's the insertion, this is invaluable. So what happened to me is I know a muscle that goes under the kneecap is the quadricep. I was just talking about that a minute ago.
Yes.
Back to this, the quadricep.
Okay.
So it begins up here on your hip bone, on the front of your hip bone.
Okay.
And if you were to give that a rub, and if that muscle is feeling sensitive, you've literally probably pulled a little bit, some of the fibers away from the bone. So when you go rubby-dubby like that and get its attention, and then you staple the muscle up on the bone where it belongs, it reminds it that's supposed to be glued on there, right?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Same thing with the knee, and I'm just going to move that a little bit. I don't know if I can get all of me in the shot unless I back up.
Be careful.
So, thank you. If you go rubby-dubby here just above the kneecap.
Okay.
And press down and intend to send those fibers under that kneecap at the end of your femur.
Okay.
They need to attach in there. And then some fibers of the quadricep insert here on top of the shin.
Okay.
And so if you rub like that, give it a little rubby-dubby just to say, hello, how you doing? And then you imagine stapling those fibers onto the tibia, mainly is where they attach.
Okay.
When you work with both ends, the origin and the insertion, it's profound. And that physiotherapist I told you who worked on my injury,
yes,
she got me going from here to here.
Right.
And I says, remember, I've had an injury. And she
Right.
says, oh yeah, let's do origin insertion. So the particular muscle she was working with started on my sternum. So she coached me. I said, pretend I don't know anything. Look at your book and coach me through it. So she says, well, you're going to rub like that. And then you're going to pull and imagine that muscle is attaching onto your breastbone. I'm going, okay. And she says, this muscle attaches over here. Can you find a spot there? I was like, oh, is it supposed to hurt? He's going, back off a little bit. So she taught me to rub it a little bit there.
Okay.
And push it onto the bone.
Okay.
And then we remeasured, and my arm went like this. I kid you not.
Mm-hmm.
It was locked in place. I couldn't go further than that at the start. And I stopped the video recording and took a series of shots to show the difference. So what worked for my chest muscle, what worked for my quadricep muscle, I invite everybody who's got poor digestion, just do it because it'll be good for you.
Yes, it will be. It will be. There's so many people that have those issues at the moment. Yeah. So, and another thing, you want to talk a little bit about your trademark and your international recognition. Can you mention anything about that?
Well, man, oh man, I tell you, it took 3.5 years to apply for trademark in Canada, US.
Okay.
And it was granted. And so when I train people and they meet a certain proficiency level, they get to enter into a trademark use agreement with me, and they get to market themselves as licensed muscle tuners specialists. And that's what you're working towards. And it's my absolute
I'm working
delight
towards
to put that out in the world, because people will go, oh, I've got some muscles that need to be tuned up, right? It's very easy to attract new clients by saying, I'm a licensed muscle tuner specialist, and I can help you with that.
Yeah, and that's something that was really intriguing as well, because I wanted to get great certification.
Oh yeah, and I've got people now in 8 countries. You wanted me to talk about the international part? I think I've got people now in 8 countries.
Oh, that's fabulous. So you're expanding, and hopefully this will help you expand even more. Because I really found this program really great. And you have meetings online that you go over questions, and
every week support calls. I never leave anybody in the dark if they've got questions. You're my customer for life when you sign on with me.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about, or maybe you want to go in more detail about your offer that you have today?
Well, thank you. So yeah, I have just said, okay, it's not just professionals that need this, but I'm putting on this program called Your Reboot Blueprint. Mm-hmm. And because people are seeing this on your show, they're going to get a discount code. And I will guarantee you that when I set the price, I've had people say you're nuts for the value you're delivering, the distilling it, making it so concentrated and giving people support over the 6 weeks. But that's what I'm offering. It's Your Reboot Blueprint. We'll work with the physical level. We'll work with your energy, your vitality. We'll work with emotions, and we'll calm you down.
Okay. So, how many sessions a week is there on this?
It's going to be 1 Saturday a month is where I'm keying to for 6 sessions. Everything will be recorded. There's a private community where everything will be uploaded, where you can ask and get questions answered, access all the recordings, and have access to that for a period of time. Like, I'm thinking it'll be at least 3 months after the event, because by then you'll know it. As soon as you start using these techniques, you'll be able to remember them.
And are you giving them some kind of like digital download that they can?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're going to get all kinds of little helper like PDFs put together in a manual, because that's how I rock.
Okay. And so pretty much there's a 1-part payment plan and there's a 6-part payment plan. Now, is the 6-part, does it add a little bit more to each payment, or
a smidgen?
A smidgen.
I'm not into gouging people. It's just to cover some administration, the bookkeeper's time, that every time they touch my account costs me money. So yeah, it's going to add a little smidgen, but barely anything.
Okay. And, I got to tell you that she is so thorough and will answer your questions, and you would really love this program. So in Canada, it's $297. Does that include the 15% discount? It's a 15% discount.
Oh, no, that's before.
Okay, so it'd be $297, and then you get a 15% discount for Canada dollars, and then $233 for US dollars. The code is YRB24, and that code can be used for either one of those program payment plans. So, and you'll find this at bit.ly/reboot blueprint, all in lowercase. I wanted to make it as short as possible. But I found this course very valuable. So, you're going to find this other course just as valuable as well. So what I'm going to do is we probably have a lot of time at the end, but I'm going to, unless there's something else you want to close, say before we go to the.
I just want to help everybody accomplish more with less effort. Period. End of story. And I'm here to answer any questions that come up.
Okay. All right. So you'll have more time for more closing remarks, so you can mention some more later on. But I want to say your offer is wonderful. I love her course. And I want to ask you, will you be a guest again on my show?
Of course I will be. You just give me a topic and I'll fill some time.
Okay, great. So stick around for our closing remarks while I go through my information, and then we'll bring you back up. Okay, remember, I do revitalize people's lives in many different areas of health and mindset. I do help correct your gut, and which will give you mental clarity. I guide you to clean, toxic-free foods and high-quality nutritional products. They'll help reduce symptoms. You'll end up feeling better, possibly release weight, and it'll uplift your mood. With my mindset coaching, I help you release stress, reduce emotions and entanglements from the past. Your mindset will be enhanced. And with my health optimization, as well as the weight release programs I offer, your body be more efficient. So ask me about my programs on my complementary consultation program of my Linktree, which is Debi Changes Lives, DebiChangesLives, as in Victory, ES.com/Linktree, Linktree. And when you do that, you get to know me and I get to know you. And I will guide you to optimal health, and it will start with 1 or 2 assessments. The first one's actually complementary, and it's the health evaluation, which you'll go to the next slide, where you can rate your system in the last 30 days in 4 categories of health. And some questions are repeated. Answer them all. You will get a health score. I will review it with you. If you move forward with my services, I'll create that custom natural holistic strategy for you, and we'll do this on a monthly basis to monitor your progress. And I have 2 different body Zyto scans. I prefer to do the Zyto Link because I can do it remotely, internationally, and I actually sent one to South Africa. Zyto Link is a transdermal optical imaging app that I send a link to your phone. You scan your face for 30 seconds. It's only looking at blood flow for components of energetic, functional, and emotional. And emotional gives me really a lot of information for mindset, components, and different body systems and lifestyles. And it creates a wellness report of biomarkers out of range and products and services that bring it back into range. I do review it with you because it's quite intensive. The cost of the scan is $50. And if you move forward with my products or programs, I will give you a $25 discount on one of them. If you want more of a savings, you can buy 5 scans for the price of 4 for saving $50. As well, the transdermal optical imaging app, which is also considered TOI, is quite accurate, and you can look those terms up on PubMed.gov for its accuracy. And people are really amazed what their body tells them through the scan, and you'll be too. So get your first Zyto scan to see what it's like. And also on my site, I have my programs. And I have more than this, but Take Your Body Back is a 12-week weight release mindset coaching program where you're going to utilize a new version of you and an avatar board for success. All coaching is done on Zoom, and the first one's private to you. We go over your health. I give you a choice of 2 different meal plans, directions on one, and how to create that new version of you in an avatar board that will drive you with emotion and passion to achieve your health and weight transformational goals throughout your journey. The rest of the coaching, whether it's in group or private, we'll be going over your celebrations. And we also will go over your gaps with health and mindset tips. You will become a new you. You can ask me questions about the program at this consultation or watch my previous episode, Holistic Self-Love, for more details on my show button of my link tree. Why Fast is an intermittent fasting program that gets your cells and body humming and in turn boosts your metabolism with rich, dense nutrition and high-quality nutrients, exercises, and recipes. Here you can ask me questions about it. And remember, any intermittent fasting program is going to repair your cells, reduce inflammation, and boost your mood. And I really feel you can do this program by yourself, but if you feel that you need some guidance, I can give you a 2 or 4 week program of coaching to get you started. Yes, you can use these small programs for mindset enhancement coaching as well as health optimization coaching, but truly you're going to need a longer time with those type of issues. And I can create a custom program for you. So that's something to think about. And for a limited time, I'm offering a complimentary service, which is a 30-minute coaching session in an intimate group setting. It's not recorded. A survey depicts the topic. You can learn from optimizing your health, ways of releasing stress and emotions, efficiently releasing weight, how to harmonize your hormones for body balance, and also creating a winning mindset. Utilize that winning mindset for health and weight transformations and create a new version of you. In that avatar board that will drive you with emotion and passion to achieve your health and weight transformational goals throughout your journey. These sessions are on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And you need to be registered for it. And that's at Debi Changes Lives, DebiChangesLives, as in victory, es.com. This time /chats. And when you do that, you learn what my coaching is all about. Also, finally, learn more about alternative health programs, products, and services, upcoming shows, promos, and events by subscribing to my newsletter at DebiChangesLives.com. This time /radio TV show, all in lowercase. And I'll give you a gift of a 30-day health and mindset daily action journal where you can record your gratitudes, thoughts, feelings, and emotions, as well as the foods you ate, the water you drank, nutritional products you took, and the exercises you've done on a daily basis. You can even track your measurements. You want to review this on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to see your wins and celebrate them, find your gaps to work on. And if you need help getting over those gaps, you can contact me for coaching. This journal is a great health and mindset awareness tool. I'm certain that you found this show educational, enlightening, and enjoyed it. Reach out to me for my programs, products, and services, and reach out to Denise for her offer, your Reboot Blueprint, and her programs. Do we have time for Denise to come back? All right, is there anything else you want to add?
Hey, Debi, you just do such great work in the world, and I know you have the credentials. You've done it, you've seen it, you've lived it, you've coached many, many people over years. I'm very impressed that you and I know each other, and to just witness you really carrying on with sharing your special expertise with people. I'm just honored to be on your show is all I really want to say.
Well, thank you. And your program has a lot of value for a lot of people and it could help many people out there. It's just, we need to get that word out for you. And you got your word out already internationally, but let's get it out even more.
Yes, please. Oh, let me finish by saying, do you know any friends, maybe colleagues, who could use this type of approach? If so, you'd be a hero by connecting them to me.
Yeah.
And I offer affiliate fees. So if you happen to be listening to this and you're an affiliate marketer and you want to get into something really cool with health, I'm your girl.
She sure is. So thank you for being on my show. So everybody, continue to enjoy my radio and TV show, Debi Changes Lives, on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, where your holistic journey begins.